Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. It's middle of the day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Mm. So I think we'll read a little advanced stuff today. See what happens. So let's associate with, how about Rupa Goswami? Rupa Goswami. Let's get a little bit of association here. Saduda. What is this one? This is called Hamsaduda, Sri Hamsaduda by Rupa Goswami. May a certain blissful person, oh, may a certain blissful person in splendid yellow silk garments, the soles of his lotus feet, as a feet glorious as a host of red roses. May a certain blissful person in splendid yellow garments, splendid yellow silk garments, the soles of his lotus feet, glorious as a host of red roses. His form dark as a tamal tree, and his mouth playfully curved, and his mouth playfully curved in a gentle smile. Playfully curved in a gentle smile. Appear in my heart. May a certain blissful person in splendid yellow garments, the soles of his lotus feet, glorious as a host of red roses. Oh, my Lord. His form dark as a tamal tree. His form dark as a tamal tree. And his mouth playfully curved in a gentle smile. And his mouth playfully curved in a gentle smile. Appear in my heart. Oh, Krishna. Okay. At the request of Akura, Krishna and Balaram left the house of Nanda Maharaj. At the request of Akura, Krishna and Balaram left the house of Nanda Maharaj for Mathura. At that time, Srimati Radharani's mind was disrupted. At that time, Srimati Radharani's mind was disrupted. And she became almost mad because of extreme separation from Krishna. She experienced great mental pain and agitation, which caused her to drown in mental speculation in a river of anxiety. At the request of Akura, Krishna and Balaram left the house of Nanda Maharaj for Mathura. At that time, Srimati Radharani's mind was disrupted, and she became almost mad because of extreme separation from Krishna. She experienced a great mental pain and agitation, which caused her to drown in mental speculation in a river of anxiety. One day, when Srimati Radharani was feeling much affliction because of her separation from Krishna, she went to the bank of the Yamuna with some of her friends. There, Radharani saw a cottage where she and Krishna had experienced many loving pleasures. And by remembering those incidents, she immediately became overcome with dizziness. This dizziness was very prominently visible. Fallen in the dust, her limbs motionless. Fallen in the dust and her limbs motionless. She was surrounded by her friends, holding lotuses, their hearts out of love filled with hundreds of fears, and their tears flooding the Yamuna's waves. When her limbs resting on Lalita's breast were fanned with many lotus petals cool with the Yamuna water, and her throat moved with the sprout of a breath. Her watching friends made a joyful sound. When her limbs resting on Lalita's breast were fanned with many lotus petals, cool with the Yamuna water, and her throat moved with the sprout of her breath. Her watching friends made a joyful sound. Placing Radha on a bed of lotus petals. To fetch some water, Lalita put her feet on the path. On the Yamuna shore, she saw a graceful and sweetly warbling white swan approach her. Placing Radha on a bed of lotus petals. To fetch some water, Lalita put her feet on the path. On the Yamuna shore, she saw a graceful and sweetly warbling white swan approach her. Her heart encouraged by seeing the swan, anxious Lalita cautiously approached it, respectfully bowed before it, and praised it. She thought the graceful swan an ideal messenger to carry a letter to Lord Hari's assembly. Wrapped in the anger of love for Krishna, she told the swan of her desires. She is not at fault for speaking to a bird. Where will a girl overcome with love for Lord Hari not place her faith? O swan, you live in pure waters. You find happiness among the lotus stems. Your heart is pure. For this reason, I, a very unhappy woman, take shelter of you. A request to a saintly person is never fruitless. Forgetting us who are tormented by the flames of separation from Him. Forgetting us who are tormented with the flames of separation from Him. Artistic Krishna happily lives in Mathura. Please place this message in your heart and at once put it on the path to his ears. Please place this message in your heart and put it at once put it on the path to his ears. May all obstacles be cast aside. May your path be easy, placing happiness and mercy in your heart. Rise at once. The running and playing of the Gopa boys will gaze at you with wide open eyes. O Tilak of the saintly devotees, taking the path famous in all the worlds, taking the path famous in all the worlds, by which hard-hearted Akura quickly took away the ocean of handsomeness that rules the young gopis' lives, that rules the young gopis' lives. Go to the city of the Dasharas. O passionate lover of your swan mate, uh, go by the path of the chariot touched by Lord Hari's feet. Uh, uh, Go by the path of the chariot touched by Lord Hari's feet. A path where the deer-eyed gopis, a flood of tears streaming down their pale cheeks, were tortured by Kamadev. Sip the sweet and jumbo dark Yamuna water and eat some lotus stems, soft and splendid as the moonlight. For a moment rest under a great tree, and then, O friend, happily go to the city of the Vrishnis. Fly over the path where the passionate crying gopis followed their lover as he went on Akura's chariot, and you will become the greatest of swans. Fly over the path where the passionate crying gopis followed their lover as he went on Akura's chariot, and where you will become the greatest of swans. O king of the swans, please stay for a moment on this Kadamba tree, full of new leaves. The tree Lord Hari climbed on when to flood us with the waves of secret love. He suddenly stole our garments. The Rasalila place, a place where dancing broke the jasmine vines, a place dark with musk fallen, a place where dark musk fallen from the vine forms of the splendid and playful gopis, a place where a person crowned with peacock feathers, dressed in garments. A place where the dancing broke, the jasmine vines, a place dark with musk falling from the vine forms of the playful gopis. A place where a person crowned with peacock feathers, dressed in garments, my lord. Dressed in garments splendid as gold, his limbs dark as a tamal tree, his limbs dark as a tamal tree, his limbs dark as a tamal tree, his limbs dark as a tamal tree. Filling all directions with glorious handsomeness, filling all directions with glorious handsomeness, flooding the world with waves of bliss, flooding the world with waves of bliss, and his mouth kissing a simple flute, his mouth kissing a simple flute, made wonderful music, will put joy in your heart. Uh, I can't go on. I don't have the strength. Yeah. Hmm. My, I wish I had words. I don't have the words. I don't have the words. Rupa has the words. Rupa has the words. Just the right words. Perfect words. So I think we'll take a break. I forgot how powerful this poetry of Rupa Goswami is, man. I feel definitely God intoxicated, man. You think, I can imagine people on the outside thinking, my God, this guy is suffering, like the gopis were suffering. There is no bliss as as more wonderful than this separation, actually. This separation mood. Let's see, Krishna he actually increased the ecstasy of the gopis by leaving. Even though it looks like they're suffering miserable, but I got a taste of this. They're suffering. You can probably from the outside see. It's not suffering at all. It's there's no suffering in this transcendental potency. It's a it's just a taste of the most extreme, exquisite ecstasy. Whether it's union or separation, it's all beautiful beyond, you know, which beyond the mind, beyond the material mind. Yeah. You know what I will do? I think I like to explain some of this stuff. what he's getting at, also because there's also truth. I can't explain it while I'm, in this mellows of it, tasting these things. But let me just go over some of this stuff here and see where this goes. I'll go back to the beginning here. I'll just kind of come on a level of whatever. These truths are so deep and so wonderful. There's nothing like them. It's just. Remember, I read yesterday where Lord Caitanya said, "May the mercy of the devotees," and his, of course. May the mercy of the devotees. May Rupa Goswami become so powerful by the mercy of the devotees that he can describe the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna. See, so he had the benediction of Lord Caitanya and the devotees to do this. That's why there's no one who can write like this. That's why they think actually Vishwanath Chakravarti was a incarnation of Rupa Goswami, because his poetry was very similar to his, very, very much like it. So one thing is, that's why they're the dust. We realize only those who have the dust that Brahma and Shiva and the great saints and sages cannot access. Can you enter this particular room in the house of God, house of the absolute truth? See, the dust is the Rupa Goswami and relishing and tasting his poetry. Yeah. So let's see here. Starts out text 1. May a certain blissful person in splendid yellow silk garments, the soles of his lotus feet glorious as a host of red roses, his form dark as a tamal tree, and his mouth playfully curved in a gentle smile, appear in my heart. See, this is something we cannot force the Lord to appear. We cannot attain the Lord by force or by our endeavor personally. See, even Rupa Goswami starts his poem. He says, Lord, without you appearing in my heart, how can I write anything? How can I speak anything without the Lord appearing? See, this is a truth, man. This is called the path of grace, the path of holiness. Wholeness, the Lord appearing in the heart of the devotee. This is why Jesus said, of myself I can do nothing. Prabhupada don't think I've written these books. They were dictated by the Lord. That is called intimacy. That is a symptom of intimacy, of that kind of understanding, the deepest. That's where the best scriptures come from, the mouths of those persons, from the pen of those persons who are like that. Ramananda Roy wrote beautiful play also, about Lord Krishna. Because he was self-realized. He realized the true nature of the self and his personal relationship with that self. Ramananda Roy said also, it's very interesting. You're sitting over there, you're the supreme absolute truth, Lord Chaitanya, combined form of Radha and Krishna. You're sitting over there and also speaking through my mouth. Okay? That's self-realizing. If you're like that, maybe you know a little something about Vrindavan. Yeah. We need to hear from people like that, because they don't speculate. They percolate. Percolate your bhakti, man. Awaken it. See, appear in my heart by grace. Okay? That's why, this is, when people say, like yesterday, the devotee said, and I made a whole talk about this, you can check it out. It's on my timeline. I just uploaded it. I didn't do it live. It's not live. People say you got to be qualified to attain Raganuga Bhakti or spontaneous love. You got to be some kind of superstar devotee, expert in renouncing the world, okay? Expert at doing austerities and doing for years and years and lifetimes after that. And then you'll deserve this relationship with God. Okay? It's not the real path. No, the real path is the devotee. The real path is the devotee who has this intimate relationship with Radha and Krishna already. Okay? Yes, people just have to get into the witness program. If the Lord sends a devotee and they manifest in this world and they're manifesting, preaching the good news, the transcendental news of love of God being distributed, not the good news of rules and regulations, the ceremonies being distributed, but that's good news if that's, what the Lord is giving and giving access to. But the better news is not a Moses type message coming from the mouth of the Lord's intimate associates. But that's maybe what only the world can accept at that point. But then at some point he sends a Jesus or a Lord Caitanya or a Nityananda or one of their followers like now. And then you get the deeper message, the really good news. The Pharisees weren't going around saying, I'm going to tell you some good news. They knew it wasn't that good. When you really get good news, come on, man. When you really get fantastic news, you're going to want to share that. And it's going to be powerful news. It's going to be extraordinary. It's not going to be same old religion. All religions do rules, fastings, ceremonial things, and wafers with grape juice, dry wafers with a little grape juice. All religions do that, but very few intoxicate you with the bliss of God, this blissful form that we just talked about. Very few. Yeah. At the request of Akura, Krishna and Balaram left the house of Nanda Maharaj for Mathura. At that time, Srimati Radharani's mind was disrupted, and she became almost mad because of extreme separation from Krishna. She experienced great mental pain and agitation, which caused her to drown in mental speculation in a river of anxiety. Sounds pretty bad, huh? Sounds like pretty bad suffering. We don't like to do that. You don't want to drown in. I'm preaching against mental speculation, right? And she's mental speculating. I'm preaching, hey man, you come here and you'll get rid of all your anxieties and fears and all that. And she's got all these fears and anxieties. What's going on here? What else? What other problems seem like a miserable catastrophe here? Mental pain and agitation. Oh my God, who wants that? And even if you saw her or one of her girlfriends going through such things like you do here, you'll think, yeah, she's really suffering, or that person's really suffering. But that suffering is the highest bliss, because the world is a reflection. It's a dark reflection of these truths. There's mental anxiety in the spiritual world, but the anxiety is because of separation from Krishna. And when you have real, genuine separation from Krishna, no obstacle, of the false ego burning that up. You don't feel the burning sensation, and it's just pure bliss of separation. Oh, there's nothing. Sanatana Goswami in Brihat Bhagavatamrita said that happiness of that separation, that misery, that torture, dances on the happiness of the greatest demigods in the heavenly planets. Okay? That's why you need a living being who is a recipient of that mercy to demonstrate it to you here in this world. Otherwise, how would you believe that? How would you even want to try for that? Unless you see an actual recipient of that kind of mercy and you can see, wow, look at this. They don't look so bad. Boy, he looks like, or she looks like she's going through a miserable state of separation. But, boy, the person doesn't seem to be sweating it, especially afterwards when they're talking to you in a very logical, clear, and self-realized way. Almost like a normal person, almost, not quite. Much better than a normal person, much more clear, much more deep. Deep? Yeah. Relishing these mellows of union and separation of Vrindavan give you the highest revelation of the absolute truth, which we prove here. Okay? These are actual experiences of that. See, you want to learn Raganuga Bhakti, you want to learn or quickly advance to spontaneous devotional service, you have to see an actual experienced devotee who's gotten that mercy of the real Lord appearing in their heart and them teaching you all these intricacies. So you think, hey, yeah, I want to go, man. I want to worship like that. That's the only qualification you need. Even a fool can get spontaneous love of God. Matter of fact, the fools will get it first because the real fools are these big gurus and big teachers they think they're not fools. But the fool who admits they're just, hey, man, I need this mercy, man. I've been suffering in this world. Man, I'm not living high on the hog like the elites or the elites in religion, right? The popes. You know how high on the hog these guys live, or the gurus and all that in ISKCON. You don't know the temptation that they jumped at because, Prabhupada left all those buildings. See, just like Bhaktisiddhanta left all these buildings, all that money was in there. They had access to the bank account, man. You know how tempting that is? Don't you know that money corrupts? I was telling somebody today, we just had a nice conversation, my crypto friend. I tell him, the money corrupts, power corrupts. Can you imagine you get access to money and power? You get corrupted automatically unless you have the mercy of the Lord. If you have the mercy of the Lord, you know what is real. Okay? The mercy of the Lord is incorruptible. All it does is purify all the corruption in us. That's the path on it. I don't have to be perfect. My Lord is perfect, man. And my Lord, I don't know, by some reason, some fantastic good fortune, man. Unbelievably good fortune, man. It is beyond good, transcendental fortune. I can call him and he comes. He appears in the heart, man. Just like Rupa Goswami. Unbelievable. But that's the way the Lord wants the people to know that mercy is available here in this Sangha and nowhere else that I've seen. As I said, prove it. Nobody can prove it. Prem Parojana, very good preacher, man. Preaches really nicely, very intelligent, follows every rule in the book very sincerely too, man. The guy is like that. He doesn't get what you guys get. That is unbelievable. Why? Because he didn't follow the real path, even though he had Narayan Raj as his guru. You're following the real path. Proof that the Lord is really appearing in the heart here in a real way is you're the witnesses. He's got no witnesses there. You can ask him, put your champions here. To me, the champion is the person who has the Lord appear in there. Put somebody over here. Let us see that. Let us see them read these things, and then the Lord will awaken and prove that proof of work, that he's working in our hearts, right? Proof of work in the devotees' hearts. This is what the Vaishnavas need to. You want to find the real path, you got to hear this thing. You got to hear how logical it is, how clear it can be. But only from ecstatic, intimate worship of God can he put the truth in your heart where you can express it. and help others find the real path. Otherwise, they're on the wrong path, man. It's all right and wrong now. Okay? There's the right path, which is the will of God. We discussed this today. Remember, the will of God is the right path. And what is the will of God? Everybody enter the kingdom of God for God's sake. Why not? You don't think the Lord really wants everybody? You think he wants people to suffer? You think he wants people to do and struggle on the mighty path and follow external this and external that and never have a very deep relationship? For God's sake, he came here to give a deep relationship. You come here, I'll prove it to you that the Lord wants you and everyone to have that. They're the only people hard to change are the ones with a lot of corruptibleness because they got too much money and too much power, and that's in religion too. These gurus, they got too much power and too much monies and too many buildings. Therefore, they come later usually. Maybe they'll be impressed by their followers or our followers here, who come here and get this fantastic mercy, man. When has the Lord come here and shown his Vrindavan, shown his Mayapur, shown his most intimate devotees? When? The scriptures tell us 4,320,000,000 years, or 27 Divya Yuga cycles. That means from Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga to Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga 27 times. And on the 28th time he comes. Radha and Krishna, and then Lord Chaitanya after that. You want to wait that long? You want to get it now? What do you think? What do you think, Sachi? Now or later? Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I'm not really sorry, but this is what happens when you get, deep into the Lord, Radha and Krishna, their pastime. Get intense. Aren't they this is an intense path, man. It's intense ecstasy, intense truth, man. Everything is intensified, electrified. What do you think Jesus said? I have life. When he said it, you think it was, I have life and I can go. No, yeah, I have life, man. I got electricity. You want it? Can you imagine being around him when he was here physically? That's what it is, being around any devotee when they're alive and electrified by the grace of the Lord. Powerful stuff, man. Well, I'm glad I came on live. See, always a present. I love this, man. Always some kind of great present, man. Yeah. So one day when Srimati Radharani was feeling much affliction because of her separation from Krishna, she went to the bank of the Yamuna with some of her friends. You know what? I think that's enough for now. I got to, eat something and, stay a little regulated here. Otherwise I get, plus it's enough. I need to relax. Rest a little bit here. Okay, my friends, this was great. Thank you for coming here and encouraging me by coming here and listening to talk about Krishna and discuss Krishna's pastimes. Yeah. You're all awesome, man. Thanks for being my friend, man. I have the best friends, man. I have the best friends. Mary, Sachi, Amy, Rose, Shama Sundari, River Yamuna, whoever else is here, just on and on. Best devotees, man, best friends, man. That's why, the Lord brings really the people who really want him. And then he gives himself to you and you can feel. Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody. We'll see you soon.